All right. Welcome to another Grit and Grime basketball podcast. I am your host, as always, David Sagoe. With me on the podcast, we're getting pretty consistent, guys. We have Thomas Arnal.
Hey, yo.
We have Michael Downey.
All right.
And we have Jose Garcia Vidal.
Hey, guys.
Rev it up. So, this week, we're delving back into the stock exchange. We all saw what happened with AMC. We all saw what happened with GameStop. We'll come back with renewed knowledge of the markets, and we're gonna take a second dip to try and sort out our portfolios and see if we can get some short-term and long-term gains. No emotions, guys. No emotions. No emotions. No emotions. All right. So here we go. Mike, you're going to start us off. What are you buying or selling?
I'll start off with a selling. I am selling anything that anybody ever had in Blake Griffin and the Detroit Pistons. I feel like there's still a few people that are holding on to his previous abilities.
Mm-hmm.
He is fully checked out. Detroit are going nowhere. He might get traded. I think that's what he's trying to do. I'm pretty sure that's what he's trying to do. But at the moment, that is not a good situation out there in Motor City.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he is definitely getting traded. Not definitely. If they can find someone that will take him, he still has that big contract that the Clippers gave him and said they wanted his jersey in the rafters. But at least I don't think there's as much time left on it. I think it's got. When was that? That was.
It feels like
2 years ago. Yeah. So I think it might only have 2 years left to run.
Yeah.
I think this is year 3. So only a couple years left, one before he's expiring. So maybe someone will go for it in a salary dump.
I'm selling low, but I think the franchise is fucked, basically. They kind of went, they tried to make a big move to get him in, and it's really backfired on them. And I don't think they're going to get much back for him at all.
No, it's going to be tough.
It's basically ground zero, I would say.
Wow. But they do have Sadiq Bey, Player of the Week. Sadiq Bey. Pair him with Grant.
Yeah.
He's on the up and up.
Living the dream, right?
MIP. And Plumlee. Who doesn't want a Plumlee on their team?
One of the Plumlees.
Tom doesn't.
One of those players that you would expect him to do one thing very well, right? And be like a really good role player, but he's not even that.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
So no.
That is his main strength.
I'm not even taking him on my NBA 2K team.
No. Yeah, he just fouls a lot.
Yeah.
Although on 2K, I'm sure he could catch some lobs for you. All right. Is that all you're selling?
That's all I'm selling. Yeah, I'm gonna buy.
So you're also selling on the Pistons as a franchise. That is interesting.
It's a long-term sell.
Okay. They're gonna I bet they end up with a good player in the draft next year, but we'll see. Might not be a franchise changer. What are you buying, sir?
I'm buying high, but I'm basing this on I don't even think they've reached their potential yet, and that is the New Jersey Nets.
Really high, man.
Yeah, but to be honest, I don't think they're even at where they're gonna be. I think by the time the playoffs come round, those 3 guys are gonna be firing on all cylinders. And what we're seeing so far is pretty scary for guys that have been on the same team for 3 weeks.
Definitely scary hours. They've barely played all together.
Been playing together, right?
So. Yeah, they're on a streak, 6-game winning streak.
Yeah,
it's starting to get scary over there.
It is because I've the potential that the 3 of them create I mean, how they make the players around them play as well. Like I don't know if I've seen if you know when DeAndre Jordan used to play for the Clippers and Chris Paul, an amazing passer there.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen him had as many alley-oops as with Harden and Kyrie. It's unbelievable. They just throw the ball out there. They know exactly where to put it. They connect so well. It's amazing.
They garner so much attention, and in that situation, Harden is a very willing and very capable passer. Like it's probably one of the most likely things to happen if he starts driving.
He's one of the best lob passers in the league.
Leading the league in assists by quite a way still.
Yeah, and he it's funny because actually I think it was Dinwiddie before he went down with the injury, when Allen was starting and DeAndre Jordan was coming off the bench, Dinwiddie kept trying to throw lobs to DeAndre Jordan and they could never connect on them. Mm-hmm. And part of it I thought was that, DeAndre was just not what he used to be at catching and stuff like that, positioning and all of that stuff. But no, it was just that you needed someone like Harden or Kyrie to drive the paint and just put the pass in the right place. DeAndre's starting to actually look decent.
He's looking good.
Scary
it's
hours.
That little bonus piece that usually teams are scrambling around to try and pick them up late in the season.
Yeah.
But he was already there.
Yeah. And they're paying him, so he better play well.
He's all right.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I can see why you would buy now on them. They're still only second in the Eastern Conference.
I'm just revving up the bandwagon early.
Yeah.
That's
Talking about that,
smart move, man.
I went for a walk today and I saw two different people with Nets jerseys, not jerseys, t-shirts walking
really
around. Absolute.
In England?
Yeah, in England. I know. I'm just absolutely shocking behavior.
Who would ever swap teams
the Nets? Yeah, swapping teams there. That's the ultimate betrayal.
They're only actually I think they have the 6th best record in the league, behind the Jazz, Clippers, Lakers, Suns, and Philly. So yeah.
Where are those Jazz t-shirts? Nobody rocking Jazz t-shirts in the UK. What's going on?
Need to improve that whole Jazz logo, man.
I know.
Nobody wants to rock that.
They're not that nice jerseys. Anyway.
Look.
Jazz on a hat,
if it was one franchise that should appeal to the UK, it should be the Jazz. It's the whitest team in the entire. They don't want to have to do anything with anyone else. Okay, borderline boring. Look, it should be the UK.
Adopted Boston for that. Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
It's probably tied with Boston.
It's tied. Yeah, you're right.
I've said nothing. So next up, I didn't even write it down. So Mike is buying Nets and selling
Griffin
and
the Pistons in general, or just Griffin
and the Pistons' whole existence.
Yeah.
Griffin short-term, Pistons whole existence.
Right.
Fair enough.
All right, Tommy boy, let's do this.
Dude, I said I was gonna buy one and sell one, but I'm feeling like I should spend my cash and I'm gonna buy two things.
Okay.
The first one will shock you. No, it won't shock you, but the first one is a bit weird. But I'm buying some Wizards stock.
Hey, they won 5 in a row.
Hey,
I see it.
I considered it myself.
Yeah, me too.
Yep.
But then I said no.
I was on the fence with that one, but I thought, you know what? Let's get some Wizards now. It's pretty low. It's still inexpensive to buy. They won 5 in a row. They can still go up and get to that. The 11 wins right now. They can still go up. The only way is up for them. They can't be worse than the two teams behind them, the Cavs and the Pistons. So Why not? Why not get in now? And then I'll probably sell next time we do this.
The crazy thing is, in the loss column, they're only one game. Sorry, they're tied with Atlanta and Miami, and they're only one game behind the Knicks, Bulls, and Hornets. It's just
crazy,
that they've played less games than everyone else.
Yeah, and they played well. I mean, I've seen actually two of those 5 wins they got, and it was actually surprisingly pleasant. You know, they destroyed the Celtics. I mean, the Celtics were just thinking hard on that game, but but they're really pleasant to watch. I mean, I didn't know what was going on. I was like, what?
I'm wondering if you're short signing here, man. Huh? Playing short here, huh? You're waiting on them to lose, I think.
Yeah, I'll short them at some point, I think. But no,
I can see your intentions.
But I don't know, man. They're doing well. I mean, I don't know what the schedule is looking like. So can they bring me more money? You know, if I look at it, they're playing the Clippers tomorrow. They're playing the Nuggets. The Wolves, Celtics again. Yeah, they'll be all right. They'll get a couple more wins and then, you know, maybe get into the play-in tournament.
Man, it's so easy to get in the play-in tournament. Damn, my Hawks are outside the play-in tournament and I bought them before. Crap.
You know what to do.
I completely forgot about the play-in tournament.
I did up until today when I did some research on what I was going to do. That's true. You can do that.
All right.
So that's it. Do you want me to buy something else? I'm going to spend my cash on buying the Knicks. Shocker.
Just follow your heart, man.
Following my heart. You see, that's why I'm not made for the business. I'm too. I'm listening to my heart. Too emotional.
Yeah. You make it personal, don't you?
I need to be a shark. I can't. I need to be as cold as Paul Pierce calling bank. So, I want some Knicks because they're playing really well. Right now they're 7th. They could win a couple more and be 4th. I mean, who would have thought? I mean, I did think that, but you know, if you remember the preview episode, and I said the Knicks are gonna do okay this season, they're doing okay, and now I'm buying, I think, at the right price. I don't think they'll go up or down that much more, and they'll stay around that 6th, 7th spot, which is more than enough to make me happy. That's like a title to me right now.
You're talking like a true New Yorker, you know, because. The problem with the Knicks, man, that they give this false hope to all New York right now. You know, coming in on 7th, 6th, maybe getting to 4th, even 3rd position at some point in the season.
No, that's too high.
Next year, you know, they do terrible. They make terrible moves in the off season, and they go back to number 13. You know?
That's the old management. We got somebody who knows what he's doing right now. So what we need to do is trade Randall for Carmelo Anthony next season, and we'll be all good. You'll see that's a smart move. Right?
You want to have a 2010 team then with
we got Rose.
Carmelo.
Yeah.
Super team.
Super old team as well.
Super old.
And they're no Spurs, by the way. Yeah?
Well, all right, we can get Pop. Can get into
No. Listen, I see what you're buying Knicks right now, man. Like honestly, I even consider it myself because they are playing well. D Rose is one of my favorite players, so I want the Knicks. So yeah, but I wouldn't buy it. I can see. I see you buying it because you know it's in your heart. But I didn't say they're a good team. I said they're playing better than they used to. So that's promising.
Yeah, okay.
Look, we went from we stink to they're winning games. Like there's a massive gap between what's we've been used to what's going on right now. So we'll take it.
Do you think that it like the whole Corona attendance in the stadiums situation is maybe helping to remove distractions and helping that team out maybe?
Sure, but it's also an NBA crowd. I mean, they just had to drink Coke and eat popcorn. Really, I mean, the Knicks is a bit more. Yeah, they can be a bit more rowdy, but they're not playing in Greece.
Like everything just seems to just be a bit more quiet when the fans aren't in there. So I don't know if like the media aren't like going crazy on them. Maybe they've just lost interest in the Knicks.
I think it's because they want a bunch of games, so they and the expectations were really low, and it's like okay, the expectation is super low. There's nothing we know they're not winning any title for the next few years, and there's a new president and all that stuff. So it's like let them do their things, and then in the next year or two, then it'll be a different story if they start going, heading downwards again. We'll see, but I think it's just that it's just very low expectations, and the reality that it's slightly better than what everyone could hope for. But in a weird, funny way, and again, it sounds like I'm gloating, but it's like I sort of saw it coming, because what they did is they didn't do any stupid moves that they were doing any previous seasons. I did raise an eyebrow when they got Rose back in. I was like, I'm not sure, but he's like he MVP Rose was one of my favorite players, so this even on one leg is still very helpful.
And what did you give up to get him?
Nothing, absolutely nothing. We got rid of Dennis Smith Jr. I was like, yes, take him. There you go. I was gonna send some money to get him a plane ticket just to get out of here. It's like I'll pay for him to get moved. So gave up nothing and got Rose. He can give you some minutes, so it's all good, and help with the young guys. So
quickly in the gang. All right, so Tom
bye
buying the Knicks, and
Michael's so every time we say the word Knicks, his head is shaking like a bobblehead.
I'm happy to sell you that stock. It's super pricey. Don't worry about it.
And you are selling.
I'm not selling anything.
You're not?
Yeah.
Okay. Just buy.
I'm just buying. I'm spending money.
All right. Cool.
I was going to, but then I changed my mind. So don't worry.
All right. Holding all this stock. Getting new stock. Expanding that portfolio. Diversifying.
Indeed.
That's what we like to see. Diversification. Jose. What's happening on your side?
I'm very conservative with my stock, so I kind of like struggle to look into new borders and buy new stuff. So I focus on what I had on my previous movements. First of all, I sold all my Harden's stocks, and I regret it, to be honest, because he's playing really well. He's improved in every single stat. So, I mean, and he's making his team better. So we already spoke about the Nets. It's a monster. So I wish I had bought Nets in the past, but we didn't. Who knew, right?
Who knew, yeah.
Yeah, I am happy I sold Paul George, even though he's playing good.
Yeah, just the injury.
Yeah, he chokes in the playoffs, man.
So that's a long-term sell.
Yeah,
yeah.
Happy with that.
Yeah.
I am going to actually buy more stock of the Spurs.
Okay.
Yes, do it.
I am buying more.
Just when I thought we were doing a stock exchange pod and not a homer pod, we get some homer picks.
I just criticize stuff from buying the Knicks. But hey, to be fair, I already had some Spurs stock, so I'm just buying more.
Okay.
So sure, they haven't played the last 3 games because of
trouble in
health
Texas.
Protocols. Obviously, I think it's 5 players they announced them today that had COVID. But I mean, when we see the Spurs, like key things, DeMar DeRozan averaging 19.8 points per game, leading the team in points and leading the team in assists. So highest assists, 6.9 in his whole career, which is really good. Also, shooting almost 2 3-pointers a game for DeMar DeRozan. Whoa. That's amazing. He used to shoot 0.5 a game last year.
And that's the guy that the Sixers should hire to get Simmons to shoot threes.
There you go.
Just be like a player whisperer or something, like a 3-point.
You know what the good thing is about the Spurs, that they have 8 players on double digits in points, which is really good. So you have the Dejounte Murray is the second highest scorer, by the way, really good. And Keldon Johnson, 14.5, third highest scorer, a massive jump from last year. He used to score 9 a game, now he's on 15. Really, really good. Patty Mills coming from the bench, 14.6 a game, highest 3-point percentage of his career. Amazing, So what does this tell me about the Spurs? The Spurs, by the way, I think that they're the team that less changes did during the offseason. They only waived one player that was averaging like 5 minutes a game or less. So that's fine. And, it's like with the Spurs, you kind of have to trust the process,
Don't say those words.
Yeah, when they didn't do any changes in the offseason after not making it to the playoffs after 22 straight seasons, I was like, oh my God, something's going to happen here. I think that you could have all thought, and I agree when maybe DeMar was going to be traded or Marcus was going to be traded. They didn't. They decided to stay with there, develop their players. Got a good 11th pick with Devin Vassell as well, but trust the process. They have, in my opinion, the best coach in the NBA. And this is the stats that are interesting. So they are not top 10, not even top 15 in any scoring category as a team in the NBA, except for free throws, which they are 9th. But they are 10th in total assists and 11th in assists per game, third best in assists per turnover ratio, which is really good. 9th in defensive rebounds and 10th in total rebounds. And that's just typical Spurs basketball.
I was going to say it's some very Spursy stuff.
Boring, efficient.
Most
right?
players
what more can you ask for?
That's it. It's boring as always, but efficient. They're winning. They're
solid.
They're looking good. So I'm happy about that. Obviously, being a Spurs fan, so just trust the process. So yeah, buy more Spurs. And
Jakob Poeltl is supposedly the best rim protector this season statistically.
All right,
it's holding opponents to the lowest field goal percentage at the rim.
And have you seen his dunks? They're like the most boring dunks ever, man.
I thought you were going to say I missed something. I was like, wait, no. I haven't.
No, you haven't.
No.
Honestly, he's one of those dudes that he could destroy the rim. He's like,
safety dunk. 2 hands for safety.
2 hands for safety. Efficient. He shuts up defense.
No flash. Hey,
that's it.
Get the points. Get out of there.
Typical Spurs. Now, what's good is that you have now and then these, Lonnie Walker with a nice dunk. The Mars still quite athletic, nice dunk now and then, but that's it. So I'm happy with that. And I was actually going to keep my Michael Porter Jr. Stock, but I'm
gonna hold it.
No, I'm gonna sell it, man. On second thought,
he's out.
Yeah. So the only good thing about Porter Jr. is that he's 22. So if you were going to invest in him, it's going to be a slow growth.
Yeah,
he might make some money in a couple of years, but right now, he's a really good catch and shoot player, very efficient, very athletic, no defense, and that's a massive problem. Dave, I told you the other day we spoke about this. The Nuggets are having their defense is just ridiculous. It's just stupid. There's no defensive rotation. It's like they don't understand each other. Offensively, they're really good. Mary scored 50 the other day, for example, our average Joe Mary. But they have obviously Nikola Jokic. And offensively, they're really good. They all are very decent scorers, including my homeboy Campazzo, who scored 16 the other day against the Hawks. But the Nuggets are going down. But Porter Jr. is just not ready. So I'd rather sell it now before it continues to go down.
Be interesting to see him on a different team where they're not so deep, and maybe don't have such like high expectations. Maybe like get him out to like Chicago or something like that. See what you can do out there. That would be pretty cool.
Do you think he could be like a leader-ish or like more protagonism?
It's impossible to tell, right?
Yeah, I don't know about leader, but he could be a lead scorer or at least like a bucket getter on a team. Like you look at a player like Tim Hardaway and the career that he's had. You look at like a Lou Will, someone that can come off the bench and score buckets in bunches. You look at what Clarkson's become this season.
Yeah,
Just an efficient bucket getter.
Yeah.
But on the court, not off the court, but on the court, he kind of reminds me of Beasley.
Oh.
Michael Beasley.
Mm.
You know, like very athletic, doesn't defend, doesn't really know what he's doing on a basketball court, but can get you buckets. Like,
yeah, that was the thing with Beasley as well. He always had like, it always felt like he had so much potential if you could just sort of find the right fit and find some drive. But it just never really happened.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't quite happen for him. But I hope it happens for MPJ.
Hey, a bright future ahead. You know, he's 22. He's played 2 seasons, 1.5 really. So, hey,
his skill set like is mad. Like he's got so many sort of weapons. Yeah, you want to see kids like that sort of do well, right?
Yeah, if you think about it, like we just had the shortest off season, right? So that means that he had very little time to practice, get better at anything really. And it's only his second year because his first year he was injured. He played very few games last year. So I think that what he does need is he will benefit probably from a normal off season where he can train with a proper trainer, you know, and get a lot better at defense, you know, and polish all those qualities that he already has.
For sure. Yeah, I wish him all the best with it. But I'm not going to pick up the stock. So we come to myself. I have 3 teams to buy, kind of conservative moves as well, like Jose here. Some that I'm gonna sit on and just watch as the season progresses, and I hope for just some steady growth. Nothing crazy. They're not gonna fly up the table.
They're gonna buy a house with the stock.
And then I've got a short-term sell, but I'm buying the Miami Heat.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, they're in 10th right now.
Yeah.
7-3 in their last 10, 3-game winning streak. I expect them to sort of just steadily move up the table into a solid playoff spot. Celtics look a bit shaky with Marcus Smart out. The Knicks they're right behind the Knicks, basically one win, 1 loss behind them. Chicago just ahead of them. Charlotte just ahead of them. So I think they can slide up into that 7th or 6th spot over the next few weeks. And yeah, I think I'll hold on to them till the playoffs. Yeah, we know why. It's because of health, basically. They had people on protocol. Bam's just about the only person that's played through most of the games. Hero, I think, has just gone down. But getting Jimmy Butler back has been huge for them.
But the quick turnaround, that must be such a massive impact for them, especially like making it to the finals, then like having however long it was between that whole thing and then starting the season again. Like a lot of them, you're going to be thinking, this is not the NBA finals. I don't care.
Yeah.
Right?
And then also don't forget they had injuries in the finals. So those players didn't really have a lot of time to rehab and then get back into basketball shape. And then a bunch of them got COVID as well. So yeah, I think they're gonna steadily improve as the season goes along. So they're my gold, my wine.
Fair enough. Yeah, makes sense.
Another team that's like that. Looking at the table. If we'd done this a week or 2 ago, it would have looked a lot smarter. But the Toronto Raptors, exact same reasons.
Yeah.
Started poorly. Now they're in 5th. I wish I'd caught them a bit sooner. 4-game winning streak, 7-3 in their last 10. But they're just behind Indiana. They may not catch the Bucks, but I think they'll maintain that 4th or 5th slot and steadily improve over the rest of the season. Siakam started to finally hit some jumpers. And then the third team I'm buying high on, well, not high on, but buying because I expect them to do well. Actually, I probably shouldn't do this.
Do it anyway.
It's the Clippers.
Well, I mean, yeah.
They're currently tied for second. I think when I wrote this down, they were in third, and I expected them to overtake the Lakers. But yeah, I think the Jazz are obviously playing excellently. They are 3.5 games behind the Jazz. And it's another team that I think with time, with AD out, the Jazz can't stay this hot for the whole season. I could see them, chipping away at that lead and maybe sliding into that 1 slot in the West.
Really?
Yeah. I'll review it the next. Yeah, that's why I said I might not, just because they're already in second now. But yeah, I'll review it the next one. They're not going to fall. I don't expect it to fall. It's like buying Apple stock. Might not gain anything. You're not going to lose anything, though.
Yeah, no.
I was tempted to sell high on the Jazz.
One of the reasons why I would probably sell high on the Jazz at the playoff time is because during the regular season, as long as you can make shots and play defense, you can beat all of the like middle and lower teams. It's only going to take someone that's actually a good team or can out-talent you that would actually challenge you during the regular season. A lot of those teams don't actually play to their potential, so I think they'll pick up a lot of easy wins as they go through the season, and then come playoff time, that's when they'll really get challenged, when they have to go up against teams who are going to try and exploit Rudy Gobert and exploit their slow wings and stuff like that.
I feel like that's the Bucks for the past couple of seasons, right?
Yeah.
They're just solid in the regular season, but once you really put in a game plan for them and stuff like that, it's not so easy. Yeah.
The Jazz are arguably more experienced, deeper, probably, but but I see the comparison though.
Yeah. They're definitely a better shooting team. I think that was part of the problem with the Bucks. They shot a lot of threes, but they didn't shoot them at a high percentage, whereas the Jazz shoot them at a high percentage.
Yeah, it's crazy how they play.
But we'll see come playoff time. So yeah, buying Heat, Raptors, Clippers.
There's not much selling.
And I'm short-term selling my Lakers. You guessed it.
What?
That's right.
Are you switching teams? Are you actually a Clippers fan?
No.
Are you a Clippers fan?
No.
Oh my God, the ultimate betrayal.
No AD, no good form. That's it.
You think the Lakers without AD are like the Cavs after Kyrie left? Just LeBron and a bunch of other guys that.
It looks like that. I mean, part of the problem is that Schroeder also is out.
Oh, okay.
But
I realize.
Yeah, he's missed the last 3 or so, I think. 4, maybe.
4, I think.
And yeah, so the offense is just grinded to a halt. Still, I mean, should have closed out the Wizards and still had a chance to beat the Heat. But I mean, in general, like, look at the teams that they're struggling against. Went to overtime with the Wizards, who are in form, but still, the only win in this AD stint has been over the Timberwolves by their coach. So yeah, I expect the team to definitely continue to slide over the next few weeks, going into the All-Star break. And then we'll reconvene whenever AD comes back. I'll hit the hit the market.
It's funny. You're the ultimate trader because it's like you're thinking you're so cold-hearted. I mean, if you want to carry on that
shit.
way, you could also sell your Man United shares and go Man City. Go Man City. Fully embrace Guardiola. Go for it.
Best coach in the world. I always said it.
That is true. Yes.
Yeah. That's the type of
crazy.
time I'm on. I think when we did this before, I was a bit naive. I was a bit reactionary. I sold on the Bucks. I sold on the Warriors. I bought Sexton stock. I was just I was shooting from the hip.
Yeah.
But now everything.
Calculating now.
Yeah, the dust is settled, and I know what I'm doing here. I know I'm getting comfortable in the market. So yeah,
I've got another one to add to mine, by the way.
Okay.
If I can still, if the market hasn't closed yet.
Hasn't closed yet. It's only 8:50.
Bell hasn't rung.
LaMelo Ball.
All right.
You
Yeah,
buying?
I'm buying LaMelo.
Yeah, it's not super expensive and it can pay off. So
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah.
Oh man,
He's just been I thought he would be decent. I did pick him for Rookie of the Year.
good pick.
But I didn't think he would be this all around.
Yeah.
He's averaging like 15, 6 and 6 or 14 and a half, 6 and 6.
Bored man gets paid.
And the Hornets are getting up there now. They're in a play-in, not playoff, but play-in position.
Yep.
Hey, all it takes is a travel from Scary Terry to get you there.
Yeah, they're so close right now that anything could happen. Like if they win a couple of games, they could be fourth. Like it's just crazy.
But I've been impressed with him for a rookie to have like all of that pressure and eyes on you, and then to actually pull it off and perform is saying a lot.
Yeah, he really knows how to play. And the other good thing about buying his stock right now is Gordon Hayward's hurt his wrist. I don't know if the MRI has come out on the damage yet, but his role could be increased because of that. With his size, they might even go to a 3-guard lineup at some point with Graham and Scary Terry.
Yeah, and you've got to have a bit more faith in him now than in comparison to the start of the season.
Absolutely.
He's really showing it. I'm selling on his jump shot form though. That is fucking awful.
Yeah.
I hate it. He twists.
That runs in the family, man.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with those kids, man.
but it's funny because all those scouting videos on scouting reports on YouTube, and it's all like he's got a better shooting form than his brothers. I'm like,
so
who doesn't? Don Marion does,
Yeah. It's like picking between two STDs. It's like that one's a better STD. It's like, come on.
Why?
It's once a week. I do. I gotta do
Oh man.
Oh wow. All right.
While we're sad because of Tom's comments, when you said I'm picking LaMelo Ball, I just typed in ball, and that is sad.
Yeah.
Because there's more than one ball.
There's
one
Go
that
on,
matters now, though.
I'm getting all red now. I appreciate the assist, but that was too easy. Too easy.
Come on, man.
There's at least 2. There you go.
Trying to catch Harden.
But I'm keeping my eye on the Pelicans though, because Zion seems to have turned a bit of a corner too.
Yeah, I think that would be a risky stock tip.
Yeah.
That would be a risky stock tip.
With a
With
little bit more on that.
with the way the Mavericks are improving, and that's one to keep an eye on.
Yeah, the West is just too strong, man.
The Wild Wild West.
Yeah. But Zion,
And they have a
he's
losing
been
record.
putting in some grown man moves.
Mm.
You see him just bump Tristan Thompson.
Tristan Thompson. Yeah.
Thompson, yes.
He just went, nah. I jump in the air, you fall. I never move.
Nice try, though, man.
Yeah, nah. All right. I think that does it. In the comments, tell us who you would buy, sell. Tell us we're crazy for our stock moves.
Tom.
Tell Tom he's emotional.
Yeah.
But I think that does it for us. Next week, fingers crossed, we're going to have a special guest, and we are going to be doing the NBA All-Star Draft. So I'm going to ask our guest and one of you lovely gentlemen to choose your players. One of you is going to play Durant. One of you is going to play LeBron. And you're going to choose your teams. Pick your teams.
How do we decide who's LeBron? How do we decide who's KD?
We'll do it on the night. We might have to flip a coin. Or we'll give the guest their choice. Guest choice.
Or that they will not pick LeBron because he's now a Clippers fan.
We'll have to count the
Clippers
burner
for
accounts that you have. Have you started a school for the underprivileged? Well, sorry, can't give you that title.
So that does it for this week. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and review the podcast on whatever platform you listen to it on. If you are listening on YouTube, do as the animation says, like, subscribe, and click the bell. Click the bell for notifications. I get them. You should too. I have been your host, David Sagoe. So from me, from Thomas Arnal.
Hello, goodbye.
Great song.
Forgot what you were supposed to be doing there, didn't you?
Okay. Before we go, Tom, plug your podcast.
Sure. What's my other podcast called? Oh yeah, Catching Up with the Nerds. We're here every week, all day, every day. We release a podcast. Feels like it someday. But yeah, catching up with the nerds. That's us. Dave is currently our guest host. More than a guest. Yeah, he's almost punching his subscription for life. And we do cover everything that's nerdy and cool. And right now we're having a good one analyzing WandaVision, and that's really fun. So if you want to have a good laugh with us, head there and subscribe and like us and rate us, because we need those ratings as well.
The world does. And Jose, plug your podcast.
Tres Puntas Spanish podcast. It's not Spanish, it's in Spanish.
In Spanish, yeah.
Yeah. So new episode coming sometime this week.
Nice. In stores now.
In stores now.
Maybe. Maybe. Just check just in case.
Non-committal to the max.
It's like PS5s, man. It might be in this shop, it might not. Just check.
And when it's there, it's really expensive.
Keep hitting refresh every day.
So we say goodbye again. I've been your host as always, David Sagoe. So from me, Thomas Arnal.
Hey, goodbye.
Michael Downey.
Night.
And Jose Garcia Vidal.
Adios.
We're out of here.
Bye.
See you guys.